Welcome
back
to Mom Venturous.
Oh,
come on.
I see how it
Ambush.
is. All right.
Oh.
This is a takeover.
A coup d'etat. Wait, no, that's different.
No.
A coup. A military coup. Like a pigeon coup.
This is just a hostile takeover. It's now my show.
A hostile takeover.
Wait, or a hustle.
No, it's
No.
hostile.
Oh, it sounded like you said a hustle takeover.
You're a hustle takeover. All right.
Hey.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. As you can tell, once again, we have the mom visiting
Nope,
the booth.
taking over.
Taking over the booth.
We'll kick you out eventually.
She is the host now. We are just peasants to her kingdom. And with that introduction, just a reminder, why are we here? To
That's a good question.
record a podcast and have fun.
Always.
Always.
Yeah.
It's me, the dad.
Me, the daughter.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Wait, what is this intro? You know
Everybody knows who you are.
You know what? Everybody knows
You
who
don't
we
know.
are.
Maybe somebody's jumping in season 3, episode 9, going, who are these fools? Why am I listening to this? Why am I here?
It's heavily suggested that you start at the beginning of one season at least. Otherwise, I don't know what you're doing.
Nah, we got this.
All right. Well, we're going to just jump into it now. We've tarried long enough. Is that the word? Is it tarried?
It's
I got a shrug.
there's
Wonderful.
There's dilly-dally, and then there's tarried. You're right. Tarried is a word.
All right. We've dilly-dallied, tarried, and tallied long enough. Without
Oh,
further
no.
ado, we're going to have the daughter do a recap of what happened last episode. Whenever you're ready. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, Adventurous.
Now that I had finally gained access to the long-awaited but not so much anticipated nor appreciated horizon of the Skyline of Mirelight, I had set out to go get a good night's rest. Away from Merkborough, back to the fens upon a rather rickety old trolley that seemed to have a driver that also needed a good night's rest, as I promptly fell out of the fast-moving trolley and found myself in a ruined part of the city where the shadows seemed to meet the mysteries in more ways than one. Neither me nor my trusty comrade-in-arms, Marv, knew quite what this place was or where we were, but I had taken it upon myself to perhaps gather a little bit more information from higher up, so to speak. Unfortunately, that came with the terrible price of gaining a better view over the ruins of this strange, misty, abandoned part of the already misty and mostly abandoned city of Mirelight. I lost my poor hat. I liked that hat. Anyways, perhaps raising more questions out of the fog, and a bit more insectoid irritation, I had made my way back to my apartment and had a good night's sleep. Out in the morning, I took it upon myself to replace my hat with perhaps a better one, and prepare myself for the journey up towards the Skyline. The ride up the lift was uneventful and rather empty, but upon breaking through the cloud layer, I met an unexpected sight of an old teacher of mine, now working up above the clouds with his instant coffee and goblin friend and I don't
He's
know.
a halfling.
Halfling friend. Honestly, I can't remember. He was rather uneventful to me. But perhaps the Skyline was not quite as illustrious as I had thought. And security needs a bit of tightening up here, as a certain smoke-bomby young girl? I don't know. Had stolen my authorization papers.
That's true.
Thanks, Gums.
Would you stop calling me that?
And so, setting the scene here, You were standing next to Jarrett and Narg. Jarrett being an old guy that you knew because he rolled poor on a history check, I think.
Yep.
And they were grumbling and groaning about their auto coffee maker not working.
Coffee.
They were using a lot of magic. You were distracted by that. And then with a swift hand and a swifter escape, we got introduced to the mom's character. Do you want to re-describe what she sees as you escape with her authorization papers?
There is a young girl who has started to run away from you. She's got a blonde bob, wearing a big black fancy kind of like masquerade mask.
Does it have feathers on it? Or is
No,
it-
just big black fancy, kind of
Alright.
like glittery sequined. And then you notice that her outfit, from what you can see, as she's dodging away from you, and it has a little giggle, that it is a hodgepodge piece of different kinds of black flowy material that has been kind of pieced together. So she's got one long sleeve on one arm, and the other one is a kind of like a short tank toppy sleeve with kind of like the fluttered hem, like lots and lots of pieces, and it goes out into a cape. Lots of weird hodgepodge. It's all like dark material, so blacks and like navy blues, sequins, glitter, kind of very ritzy-ish looking, but definitely patchwork. As she's going on a full out sprint with a chuckle.
And I had described that there was a stairwell leading up from this lift. You had come out on a very sort of industrial platform here. And a reminder, skyscrapers extending up. Some of them you can see the tops of them. Some of them you can't quite in the fog. You can see about a half mile up here, way more than the streets. But as a reminder, looking down, all you see is fog. You do not see the street level. Metal stairs going up to this kind of bustling area that you can see ahead of you as she escapes.
All right. There's more people that she's running into, or like?
Not yet. And I think
Right.
behind you, Jarrett goes, "Hey, that's that thief I was mentioning. And she stole something, I think, from you."
I can see that. I start to sprint after her and yell from my back, "Keep better tabs on your crime, please."
And all you hear is
I'm not
Narg
supposed
go.
to be doing this job for them.
All you hear is Narg go, "Hey, I got the coffee maker working." And we're going to shoot up the stairs. And as you ascend the stairs, you are thrust into the beginnings of what's called the bridges. And this is like a market area. There are skyscrapers up here that are connected via rope, metal, wooden bridges
Ooh.
that clearly have been made and adjusted and added onto and everything for generations. Some of the bridges are old, some are brand new. There's also gondolas running horizontally up, like from building to building. There's other bridges up a little higher than you, and there are people everywhere. There are vendor stalls, there are lit up lanterns, magical lanterns on the side. You see people, there's all sorts of magic that you can see. You see somebody with a little hover cart selling cabbages, because why not? You see just all sorts of things. So as you crest the stairwell, we're going to say that the mom's character is ahead of you,
Okay.
and we are going to be joining into this chase scene momentarily. Mom's character, you're ahead. You have this market in front of you, and there is the big bustle of people here. You could try to lose yourself in the crowd. You could try to create distractions, but there is lots of people overly using magic nearby, whether that be items or their own magical abilities. And as you look back, you see the dark gray trench coat and hat of Mel Ashgrave ascend in pursuit. Now, the way this is going to work is this is a role-play type chase system that I found online. This is kind of cool. So we don't need to worry about initiative because we know that in this case,
I've got the jump.
you've got the jump. And so your character is kind of going first in this scenario, and Mel, you are following behind. We are going to be doing skill checks with a DC 13 skill check base, where you guys are going to tell me what you want to do, and we're going to roll the base skill for that. If you succeed, you might gain some ground. if you fail, you might lose some ground.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So maybe you make a persuasion check to persuade somebody to help you. Maybe you make an athletics check to jump over something. Maybe you make a deception check to hide around a corner, or to look like somebody else. These are your options. I don't have set rules here. This is going to be improv.
All right.
Sound like fun?
I'm so ready.
Sure.
Okay. So, blonde Bob of a character.
Mhm.
If you want to give your name yet, you can. But if not, all right.
I'm just
You
calm.
are first.
You gotta earn it.
Okay.
So.
Oh, wait. One more thing. I will be rolling after every round for some random obstacles that might pop up.
Ooh.
Okay. So as I turn around and look behind myself, and I see, I see Mel. I've got her papers. I want to shove those papers down into my cape, so into like a little pocket that I've got, so that I
Boy.
can have that full on, double-handed.
I've never heard her voice
I love
before.
it. It's my favorite thing
no.
ever. Please continue.
Okay.
So I have to have both of my hands be available. So I see this cabbage cart, and it's a hover cart. It's full of magic. I want to use an acrobatics check to launch myself up and over that. I just want to knock over that cabbage cart and kind of like just tip that cabbage right on over, see if I can disrupt the cart. Kind of, I don't know. I'll try to break it along the way, kind of just make a big old mess.
Okay, well, we'll say that there is a guy wearing a brown leather apron, white hair, maybe a little green cap, tending to his cabbages. He's pushing the cart along, and he goes, "Get your cabbages here, get your cabbages, fresh from a cabbage patch." And he's pushing them along, and so you're trying to knock the cart over with
As I go like up over it. So I kind of want to
Like a
vault
tumble,
over it
yeah.
and just kind of like catch myself on that edge so that I can kind of knock it over and make a mess.
parkour, if you will.
Yeah.
Okay.
My cabbages.
Rude. So you go to launch over the thing, and the guy's like, "Oh, what?" And you're masked up. You launch over. Go ahead and make your athletics check. You said, or acrobatics?
I mean, I can do athletics
no,
if
it's
that's
your
what you
choice.
put. Acrobatics is my goal. The big old launch up and over.
Love
Try
it.
to get I need to be able to also, if I knock them over, if I succeed, I want to be able to like tumble my way out of it.
Okay. So then go ahead and make your acrobatics check, and again the DC is 13.
22.
22 with a flourish and a flip and a perfectly placed balance of weight.
Cape billowing behind me. I'm that one arm like leap with the legs going out to the side, launch up and over and tip that edge.
Mhm. And the guy, of course, yells,
My cabbages!
"Thank you." And the cabbages tip over, and they start to fall not just down to the floor of the bridges, but down. And we like to think,
Some
maybe a
poor
little
random
camera
guy.
cut to a street down in the fens where there's cabbages raining down on people, and they're trying to figure out what that means. You succeed. You stay
It's a
ahead of
bad
Mel for this
omen.
round.
I'm going to constantly be looking over my shoulder and just go,
Okay, so it is now Mel Ashgrave's turn. You have witnessed this cabbage obstruction approaching you. She is continuing to run forward. Again, you have all these. You have these floating carts. You have people around you. Magic lanterns. What kind of vibe are you thinking?
Okay. This is gonna be a very specific questionnaire. What is like the structure of this bridge? Is it like a suspension bridge? Does it have rails?
It's not. They don't. There's not really rails in the bridge's main part. It's almost like a giant floating platform.
Oh.
So there's probably rails on the outside of everything, but realistically, it's like there might be handrails on some sections of bridges, but they kind of open into a big platform.
Okay.
It's like a big market square floating bridge thing.
Okay, that's
Very
just what
bizarre.
I wanted to know. How far can I throw something?
I mean, it'd be based on
If
a
it's a non-projectile.
athletics check.
Okay.
So, in this case, we're not necessarily going off raw stats. It's more like you want to throw something, you're going to need to succeed on an athletics check.
I rush forward
Okay.
and I kind of want to veer off to the side a little bit to avoid the cabbage spell if I can.
Okay. You veer off to the side.
But I would like to scoop down and pick up a cabbage
Okay.
and say, Sorry, sir, but I'm confiscating this cabbage in the name of justice.
All right.
And, I want to see if I can throw this cabbage at her.
Okay.
If I can get
We'll
that
see
far.
if you succeed.
With an athletics?
Uh-huh.
I'm also going to use my handy little bracelet that I got from,
Not for this, you're not.
Wait, I can't?
Nope, this is just skill
no.
checks. You
A
guys
9.
A 9. You throw the cabbage. You look over your shoulder. You see a cabbage sailing your way, but it's slow, maybe whatever. But you can do whatever you want to push it
I'm
away.
so fast. I just bob and weave, dodge that.
A little head shake that you guys didn't get to see was quite amazing. Okay, so you dodge, and unfortunately, she gains a movement speed on you. But now we have an obstacle. Your character, the mom's character, you look ahead of you. Or actually, why don't you roll it? You roll
Sure.
a d20.
Okay.
Ooh.
A 3.
A 3. As you turn around, you dodge this cabbage, and you turn forward, you look, and you see that there are a group of children giggling and laughing, and one of them is wearing a pair of boots that seems to be levitating them slightly off the ground, and they're pushing each other back and forth, laughing as they push the floating kid around in your path. That's what you see.
The kids are younger than me?
Yeah, these are like 6, 7, 8-year-olds
Okay.
chuckling. How old is your projected?
Teen.
Okay.
Cusp of adulthood.
Okay.
So you can get the idea just from how I look. So these kids kind of like in the way, pushing each other around. I furrow my eyebrows. You probably can't even see it because of the mask that's covering my face. But I yell at the kids and I say, "Hey, there's a magic inspector lady that's coming on by. She's gonna steal your boots. You better scatter." And I want to try a persuasion check on them.
Or intimidation. It's up to you. I would allow either.
I think I'm lying, but I'm trying to like warn them off.
Okay.
So I'll just start with the persuasion. Oh, I only got a 3.
So with a 3, the kids, I'm going to say with a 3, they don't even pay attention to you. They're having so much fun pushing this floating kid around. You yell what you want to yell, and none of the kids are paying attention, and you have to skid to a stop and go around them, which slows you down a little bit.
I start rifling through like my side. I have like a little pouch on my side. I'm going to be pulling things out.
Okay. And Mel, can you please roll your d20 for this time?
Yeah.
And we're going to see what you get.
An 8.
8. There is, as you round the corner, you see that this person you're chasing with this sequined mask and cape had to just dodge a group of children that are pushing a floating guy around. And I think you see her dodge to one side. And as she dodges to one side, in between you and her, this like mechanical sort of mech thing that very clearly looks like a Brixie design.
Oh.
Started like lifter mode, starts going, and there's a guy controlling it, and it's got a big crate on top. And so basically there's a big like delivery mech golem thing that is moving crates in front of you, and you're going to need to go under, around, in some fashion, or use whatever skill you want to go ahead and go around it. And if you want to use like a magical spell or an ability for either of you guys, we would just do like an Arcana roll or like a Dexterity roll or something like that to kind of fit the bill.
Are these like shipping containers or are these like small crates?
They're smaller crates,
Oh, okay.
like 5x5
Oh, okay.
type
Yeah.
vibe.
I think I want to try to save time. I want to try and find if there's a gap between the crates as they're being loaded onto this mech. I want to try and dash through that to make it as much of a
So
straight
this is some
stretch
sort
as
of
possible.
dexterity thing for you?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll say that one of they get to a position and two like big burly guys lift the crate off of the lifter thing, and they're holding it above their head and they're delivering it to one of the vendors nearby. And there's now a gap between the lifter and the crate.
I
that you
duck
could
under.
dive through. Go ahead and make your acrobatics check.
Ooh. natural 20 for a 22.
Ooh, a nat 20. I think your character, the mom's character, as you had to dodge these kids, they didn't pay attention to you at all. You have probably an annoyance about that. You look over your shoulder. You see this crate and this lifter open up like 18 inches of a gap, and smooth as butter, Mel Ashgrave dives through this gap and does an epic roll, catches her hat as it flies off her head and puts it back on, and is hot on your heels as you have gained on the mom's character a little bit closer. So, next mode here, as you guys come through this area, we're in kind of a new part of the bridges. You round these kids, and in this section you see that there's like a long bridge, and there's business after business on either side of you. Instead of vendor stalls, you have more like building structures with awnings. It creates like sunlight's coming through, red and white striped awning umbrellas, creating like a cool... And there seems to be a lot of like restaurants in here, food vendors, things of that nature. People sitting on stools on either side of this section eating kebabs. And that's what you see as you come around the corner. You can hear the footsteps of Mel. She's gained on you. She's hot on your heels.
I think that seeing all of these people eating, knowing that maybe I can create some uncertainty, I finally pull out one of my smoke bombs from my pouch, and I'd like to sleight of hand, like kind of flick it under some of these like nearby bar stools, see what kind of havoc I can cause.
All right. Sleight of hand with your smoke bomb. Yeah, go ahead and roll that sleight of hand.
I'm so glad that I have a +8. That makes it 15.
15 succeeds. Mel, you're hot on the heels of this character in front of you. You can hear her breathing, and all of a sudden you hear the classic tink, 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 tink. And you look over, and underneath this stool, a and this explosion of smoke. There's a guy, big ogre guy sitting there on one of the stools. He basically takes up 2 stools, one per butt cheek, and he's eating 2 kebabs. And he goes, "Oh no, not again!" And smoke. You can think about it that as you will. Smoke bomb erupts underneath him and fills up the alleyway, and you lose sight of this character as a smoke bomb fills the gap, and you gain again.
Well, with the smoke bomb happening, I'd like to flip up the hood of my
you're trying to hide,
and try to see if I can.
We could go into a little slow mode of a chase here. I will say, with that obstruction of view, go ahead and roll. I would say at disadvantage, but you have advantage. So how about just a straight stealth roll, because she's right on your heels.
Yeah.
But
now it's smoky.
Now it's smoky.
So
Stealth roll.
19.
A 19. Ooh. Mel, you break through the smoke. You hear this ogre going, "Oh no, my kebabs! What? Oh, they taste like smoke now!" And you break through, expecting to continue this chase, but the person is not running anymore. And
I whip around and scan the area.
What skill are you going to use in this case?
Wait. Okay.
You notice you would, it's such a narrow alleyway with no like escape. You can see the awning above, but you don't see a shape running. You see nothing.
Are there any open flames nearby?
I said it was restaurants, so yeah, sure, there's cooking flames. The kebab guy who was making kebabs.
I'm gonna help myself out here. I stand still in the restaurant, in this place where I've stopped, where I last saw Miss Smoky Thief over there. I just focus for a second, and Marv's sword gem flashes a little bit of green, and I cast Thaumaturgy. I just cast it a bunch of times, because it's I guess it's an action, but it's a cantrip.
I see. Yeah, you're casting Thaumaturgy.
And I want to cast it on the flames that I can see that are within the smoke and brighten them.
Try to illuminate it.
Yes, because I can brighten them.
Marv pipes up from your hip and he goes, "I got you, kid. Here we go.
All right.
Light them up." And then all the flames go poof, 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 I will say with that, you can choose an Arcana roll or an Investigation roll for your skill in this moment as you're trying to flush out some sight.
A little blonde girl.
A little blonde sequined thief vigilante.
I'm looking for those firelight reflecting on the sequins. Investigation.
Yeah.
Why?
Take it that was bad.
A natural 1 for a 5.
A natural 1 for a 5.
I've gotten so good.
So a moment passes, the flames burst up, you don't see anything. Marv's like, that was worth a shot. I'm not sure where exactly she went. Can you please describe for me what is happening in this moment for about a round, and then we're gonna roll some stuff because you're still dealing with obstacles.
So I've got these lovely suction cup climbers that I have made my way up onto the top of one of those awnings, and now I'm climbing the side of the building.
And this is not a very tall building.
Up.
These are
and
just
I'm trying
like
to
bridge
make my
buildings.
way up and around the corner to get into a good hidey spot. So that's what I'm doing. And I rolled a nat 20.
And we have a nat 1.
That.
So gaining, there's not like huge, because this is still a chase moment, there's not like huge things that are going to go ahead here, but you have gained your advanced space again in front of Mel. Mel, you actually, we're going to do your thing first. Do you want to roll another nat 20? Or no, you could.
Yeah,
if you could try.
20. I roll, what am I rolling?
D20.
Just straight?
Yep. Just tell me what you got.
15. Uh-oh.
This is kind of awesome. It says a cafe umbrella, but in this case, I'm going to say an awning.
Oh.
An awning suddenly gets hit by a gust of wind, rips free, and soars across the bridges. And Mel, you look up, she's made good distance. She's reaching the corner of this building, but with this awning that draws your eyes up, you see a suction-cupped thief escaping vertically in up above, but she is quite a bit ahead of you now.
Okay.
I just take a second to take that in and say, you ever seen somebody climbing walls before? To Marv.
Marv's like, nope.
I appreciate the audacity, but she still stole my papers.
That's true. We got to get those back, I think. You got to roll a 20-sided die too, though.
Don't I? A 4. Wait, did I already get a 4? No.
Up above you, as the awning rips free and you have an opening view, there's string lights that run above the awnings for like at nighttime. In that same gust and wind that came by, one of the string lights snaps, slams against the building, and showering sparks go and create a visual obscuring spot for you. But you see where she went.
All right.
Your turn first. You're just continuing climbing, going up your way. Are you trying to get to the top of the building?
No, I was trying to like make my way around the corner so that I can like still continue on with that stealth stuff. I'm trying to get away successfully.
Okay. How kind of skill do you think that would be in this case? You're trying to hide. You already did a stealth though, and we're trying not to use too many repeated skills.
Yeah. Can I use like an investigation check to see if there's like an open window on one of these floors, somewhere that I can sneak in and finally be out of view?
I like it. Go for it. Make that investigation check.
13.
Meets it, beats it. We'll say you find some shutters that are open on the side of this building, and you could easily sneak in to the building and
That's what I'd
get
like
out
to
of
do.
sight.
Do I need to squeeze through these shutters?
No, you
like
pass
open
the
enough
check.
to
Yeah, you pass the check. We'll say you dive in. As you dive in,
I'm going to like slide on in, and I'm not looking where I'm going. I'm going to lean out. I'm feeling very, very confident. I'm going to shout down to Mel.
Oh.
I am the terror that haunts your dreams. I'll ruin your magic just to make you scream. I'm your worst nightmare. Cheerio comes. And try to just bust into the side room.
as you finish your amazing statement there, you turn around and there is an old woman in this building who was taking a nap. She wakes up and she's like, "Who are you?"
And I lean over to like offer her my hand, and I go, "Hi, just busting through real quick. I'm your worst nightmare. Nice to meet you.
Okay.
Your
And
worst
she's like,
nightmare.
what? And that was your investigation check. Mel, she did that. She had her calling card. Shout out to you.
No question, because I can't even think about it. Did I say nightmare or nightmare?
I think you said nightmare.
I guess that's what we'll go with.
No, it's Nightmare. Isn't
Nightmare.
It? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe,
fine.
you know,
worst nightmare.
your worst nightmare.
So your worst nightmare. Are you ready, Typer?
Yep.
Wow, we got the nerdy glasses push-ups.
Hey, we all do that here.
All right.
It is your turn. You just got yelled at. You see that your worst nightmare managed to duck into a window, not very stealthily, lean out and sort of taunt you. You see that window from the side of the building. You also see this building in front of you.
All right. She ducked inside. I would like, if I'm able, to try and climb up on top of the awning.
Okay.
Through the opening that was created. And you said we can use spells, right?
Sure.
I want to... Oof. How tall is this building, actually?
It's not very tall because it's suspended on a bridge.
Okay.
It's like maybe 15 feet.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if I needed to Misty Step up to the window.
This is great. That sounds wonderful. That sounds like a way to catch back up to
Oh, no.
a certain
Okay.
Nightmare character. I wouldn't think you don't even need to climb up. If you're going to cast Misty Step, 30 feet seems logical to me, but you're going to have to hang from the windowsill and then climb in.
That's fine.
Okay.
I just say,
So,
two can play at that game. And I gather up some of the fog surrounding me and poof.
so then
Out.
the question I have for you is, do you want to make the roll for the spell or do you want to make a roll for like the dexterity to hold on to the windowsill? I'll let you choose Arcana. I don't think you've done Arcana yet.
Nope.
So Arcana or a dexterity check.
Like athletics or...
Yeah, because you haven't done athletics yet.
No.
You've done acrobatics.
They're the same.
But whatever happens, Misty Step is a spell usage. You make it to 30 feet. It's just, do you get through quick enough type of vibe?
I'm going to do the athletics.
Okay.
'Cause they're the same. Okay. I'm hoping I can hold on to that window as I poof up. And 15.
15. Mel, you are busy shaking the hand of this old lady saying...
Mel.
Or sorry.
not-
Your
I'm
worst
Mel.
nightmare is shaking the hand of this old lady saying, just busting through, and did your little laugh.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden you hear a poof, and you look behind you, and you see the head of Mel Ashgrave looking through the window, hanging on the windowsill about 8 feet behind you.
I spot the old lady and just say, "Oh, apologies, miss. This is, I realize this is a bit unconventional timing. Wouldn't you agree?"
And you duck into the room. So we're back close together here. The Nightmare, it is your turn. You guys are in the bedroom of an old woman.
Is she alone?
Yep, she was taking a nap.
Oh, all right.
Can I use my perception check to see if I can find a door out?
Sure.
And I'll just try to
beat feet?
sprint, beat
Okay.
feet.
Yeah, go ahead and make your perception check.
21.
21. Not only is there a door, it's open, and there's a very, very nice stairwell leading down.
I slam it behind me on my way out the door. Can I just...
Yep, that's fine. You succeeded. Mel, you're still climbing into the window, and you see the door close. The old lady go, "Oh, I never closed that door." And you hear the thud of the Nightmare escaping down the stairs. As you break through the stairwell here, you are coming out of this side gate, this side entrance of the house, the alleyway with all the food behind you. You find yourself now looking out in kind of a more plaza open type thing. A lot of street performers busking going on. You see some mimes, you see some music playing, a little bit more open, and you know, because you're from this area, it wouldn't take you much to get through this crowd, blend into this crowd, or disappear. Where you're heading is kind of on the far end of this market section, or sorry, this plaza section. And so that is what you see before you
Okay.
as you break down the stairs.
Yeah.
Mel, it's your turn. She slams the door closed. You roll into the room.
I roll into the room
The
and
old lady goes, "You're not supposed to be in here either."
I tip my hat to her and say, don't worry, just passing through. And
She's like, that's what the other one said.
Oh. Anyways, I open the door and rush through.
Okay.
Don't think I close it behind me.
Okay, don't close it behind you.
Um,
As you...
The old lady did complain that she
Yeah,
always
she
leaves
did.
it open.
That's true. So that's the nice thing. She
Yeah.
goes, thank you, as you're leaving. You peek. What's your skill that you're trying to use as you rush?
I rush out and she's downstairs through the door.
Mm-hmm.
Can I see her, actually?
Maybe a flash of sequin cape as she exits the door.
I catch that sequined flash. I think I want to try and like rush down the stairs as fast as I can.
Okay.
And I want to try and make it out the door. And as I see that little flash of sequined cape, I want to rush out the door and I want to attempt to grab her cape
You want to try to
and yank it.
grapple the cape and yank it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you rush down the stairs. I will say you have a moment. What skill are you trying to use for this? That'd just be like a strength check?
Yeah.
A proper grapple check?
Yeah, proper grapple check.
Okay. Then I will say that in this case, you can roll your strength check to see if this even has potential of working first. See if you beat that DC 13 normal check.
Why? I'm rolling terribly today. An 8.
An 8.
I have a plus
So
0.
you reach out, you get a handful of sequined capes material. Is it not? What is it? You describe it. She feels it.
Yeah, it's patchwork. So, maybe it's the grip on a seam of sequins on one side, but really heavily glittered, like dark navy blue on the other side. And she just gets that handful and tears off some of those sequin bits, and her hand is now covered in glittery stuff.
Weird glitter. And I think because of that failure too, you like grab it and that kind of motion sort of slams you into the wall here. And the Nightmare has a moment to do what she's going to do as she gains ground on you.
What is this made of?
With this group of people that I see in the plaza above me, can I make an insight check to see if there's any that are like a big group of people all like really enamored in themselves?
Sure.
That kind of would maybe provide some cover just because they're not paying any attention to
Sure.
anybody else?
I like it.
Okay.
Insight check.
At 12.
A 12. I think the problem is that as you look out, there's just too many groups of small people. So, maybe with a 12, you'd be able to try your best. But there's specifically one of the bards playing a lute as he's strumming it along and dancing around. He's creating little trains of people that are following around and dancing, and there's not really a clear-cut group of people that's stationary or anything like that for you to use as you rush out. But you do see, as you are rushing out, quite a bit of magical use here. You see one of the street performers is like opening up a box and little magical paper birds fly off into the distance. You see another like street magician like making things disappear, and people are like, oh. You see somebody making using fire to create like cotton candy above and swirling things around. So there's just a lot of like sort of magical street performance happening here. And also quite a bit of a presence, as you can see, Mel too, of MMCD officers around this plaza just standing guard. So that's kind of your viewpoint here. The far side of this plaza, you start getting back into the skyscraper buildings and beautiful entryways into like lobbies and beautiful buildings that go up. You see like trees growing in here, and this is kind of the entryway into a wealthier part of town on the far side of this plaza. But no luck there. You dash out, Mel.
So I have to just straight
You're
on
just
run.
starting to run.
I can't
You
find
do have
a place
eyes
to...
on her,
Okay.
and she's ahead of you by one step of the way, but you're close. You're close indeed. What are you going to do as you see the scene before you?
I see that there's a bunch of MMCD officers around here.
Yeah, like standing around the outsides of the plaza, mostly just talking to each other.
You know, Jared did say they've been looking for her.
They did say that there had been some thefts lately.
I would like to dash forward, and as I do, I would like to shout in the general direction of the plaza as I'm just entering this. Officers, help! There's a thief on the loose.
I mean, that's not wrong. So you could do persuasion if you would like, or intimidation.
I like to think I'm not very used to acting. Persuasion?
Yeah.
Or intimidation?
Yeah, your choice. Well, because you're just kind of like trying to intimidate the situation.
17?
17. Okay. Some of the officers perk up, and one of the specific group of officers...
I point.
Yeah, look your way, and you actually notice as you're kind of seeing this with this plaza, now where the officers were standing, there's actually like the MMCD logo on one of these buildings over here. And there's a group of officers with like a kind of finely dressed officer guy, big curly mustache and like sort of close cropped white hair, wearing like a officer uniform. Or sorry, they're all officers. What's the word I'm looking for?
Chief?
Like a lieutenant, like a chief, like a higher up officer uniform. Scanning out that way, gets eyes on this, and you start hearing them go, the Nightmare's here! And there's like a bugle horn noise that one of them blows, like, and a bunch of the MMCD officers, Nightmare, turn, face you, and start to close as you dash towards this plaza, towards these magicians, towards whatever you want to see. There is a large like fountain structure in the middle, shooting out little wonderful water displays, lots of magic on display here, and these officers closing, a Mel Ashgrave hot on your tail yelling out.
I think with all of these magical things, with like the candy and the water and the animals, that I want to try to take that like fancy candy machine, grab all of the things that it's making and scatter it for those birds, and make my way like just splashing through to like knock over fountains, just kind of make the biggest mess possible. But you know, in all of that, I'm hoping to use animal handling to see if I can get all of those like doves and things. But it's
so
with like
I love
largest
it.
distraction. I'm trying to ruin all of this magic use on my way through. But in the meantime, hey, there's magic birds.
Okay.
And maybe they want the magic candy.
Can you separately for me before this, can you make a perception check and tell me what you get?
17.
Cool. You can do your animal handling check now.
Okay.
As you head out that way, and you can do it with advantage.
I don't know if I'll need it. I got a 17.
Ooh.
Okay. So as these officers are rushing towards you, there's a lot of
smash, grab, like
you grab
toss.
the cotton candy machine, and the guy's like, "Hey!" And you start throwing out spindles of cotton candy. It collides with the paper birds that the magician did, which they fly out, and now they're covered in cotton candy strands. And as they fly out, you hear the classic. Can somebody make a pigeon coo noise? Thank you.
Damn.
You hear a few of those.
That was-
Do a few more. Yeah, and all these pigeons that are on the fountain turn their heads and look towards the paper birds covered in cotton candy, and their eyes get wide with the fierce desire that I assume a pigeon might have for cotton candy. And they all take to the skies. And it's right as this like officer and lieutenant chief guy are rushing past the fountain, all these birds rush out from the fountain and block them and block view of you a little bit and rush and start colliding with the cotton candy paper airplanes as you leap onto the fountain.
Yeah, I'm.
Birds.
That was wonderful.
I would then. I know it's probably Mel's turn, but then I would be wanting to use history to see if there's, since we're getting to where my goal is, if I know best place to disappear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mel, there's a bunch of MMCD officers. The Nightmare cleared this gap, throwing cotton candy into these paper airplane birds. And as she reaches this fountain and you see her like leap up onto the fountain, your view is blocked by a collision of paper birds and real birds and cotton candy and a like almost like two armies fighting. The pigeons collide with the paper birds and shreds of paper, cotton candy, and feathers have obstructed your view.
Oh no.
And there are many MMCD officers closing on that same position. That was beautiful, by the way.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Try to stretch my skill set
Hey,
here a
that's
little
why I
bit.
like this.
See what high numbers. I'm losing all my high pluses and looking at other things going, oh.
I know, right? You got a crazy idea?
What do I do about birds?
I don't know.
I have an idea.
Sweet.
It's not a very cool idea, but I think I know the logistics of birds. I would don't want it to be, super damaging. So I think I would like to take out my crossbow,
Okay.
which I have not used in a while. And I would like to take out my crossbow and set an arrow on fire.
Okay. How are you setting an arrow? Oh, with your green flame blade.
With my green flame blade.
Yeah. We've done this before. That's right.
And I would like to shoot it just randomly, hopefully aiming kind of towards the sky. We don't hit anyone. Into the middle of the cloud of birds.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
if you would allow me, since we're technically not in combat, if you would allow me to use thaumaturgy again, I would also like to, as a flaming arrow hits the cloud of birds and paper birds, I would also like to brighten that flame into like a flare sort of style.
Okay.
In hopes of distracting the birds to clear up, even for
I
a
would
second.
allow a crossbow attack roll for this or an arcana check. Which your crossbow's probably better.
Crossbow is far better. That's sad. I only got an 11.
11. So it works. You fire the crossbow, the flame shoots out, and it hits the paper birds, and you flare it up. But what you didn't expect was how flammable cotton candy was.
Oh no.
And so with this burst of flame, you suddenly like whoosh light up, and this like insane ball of fire, way bigger than you expected, shoots out into the air.
Oh,
and
no.
as it dissipates, all the pigeons drop to the ground a little bit, completely removed of feathers. Bald pigeons, just like weird chicken
Can you
creatures.
make a distressed coo?
Yeah, you hear lots of those as all their feathers have been singed off completely,
Oh no.
and they look like plucked chickens. They all fall down to the ground and they start waddling around. And right at about that time, with all this chaos and chaos and eruption of nonsense, you feel a thud as you are run into by this captain, this commander guy, who accidentally collides into you. And can you make a dexterity saving throw?
Oh no. Ooh. Ha. Ha ha. I finally rolled good. A 19.
A 19? Okay. You're not knocked prone, but you are like knocked to the side, and he kind of collides with you. And he sort of like picks you up, and he's like, "Oh, sorry about that." And he kind of like pats you down, and he kind of taps you up a little bit, adjusts your hat on your head.
Can I make an insight check?
Sure.
You've just had a day.
Is it the bad one?
3.
3.
With a natural 1.
Yeah, I mean, guy seems legit.
I've watched enough and know enough about like subterfuge to be suspicious, but I'm also
But you
just
can't-
rolled
yeah.
really bad.
Well, and you're just caught up in the chase. And
the shock of
Nightmare.
Yeah, can I-
defeathering all those poor pigeons.
Can I make my history
You sure
check?
can.
With a 15.
The 15. You clear the fountain, you turn around, you see the chaos you have caused and the chaos Mel has accidentally caused with a chuckle. You realize that you're almost to the gondola that will take you exactly to the building where you need to go. And you see that it is where it's supposed to be at the right time, and you can easily hop aboard. And
I would like to tuck all on in and then just casually do like that Superman thing where I'm looking around and I
it's an empty gondola.
Yep, I pull off my costume, tuck it into my bag, readjust myself, and try to get back into normal me.
And
You did an elevator quick change.
as
Yeah.
the guy kind of finishes putting your hat on, dusting you off a little bit, sorry about that, where'd the Nightmare go? He starts yelling, and all the officers are looking around, and
She went behind the fountain.
Yeah.
I saw.
and you rush over to the fountain. You can go ahead and make a perception check or investigation check, up to you.
Why?
Mel
Why am
is
I rolling so
Meant
bad?
to
Mel
get
is just
away.
rethinking her
7.
life.
7. With a 7, you think what you will. You don't see anything specific, but you do see a gondola ka-chunk, 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 starting to gear up and drive away.
Wait a second.
And you see no sign of the Nightmare. You see no sign of anything except bald pigeons and inept MMCD officers.
Okay. I think I will look around and I check all the buildings just to make sure. And I stand around and
And
sit down on the fountain.
Marv's like, tough breaks, kid. Almost had her that one point. That was a good Misty step.
Yep. Why would a young sounding sequined vigilante thief steal authorization papers?
And I think at that moment, the older kind of officer guy comes over to you, and he's like, I don't know. Who can tell with these youths these days, huh? And he reaches out to shake your hand. He goes, hey, I'm Commissioner Crenshaw. Nice to meet you. And he
I reach over.
gives you a hearty shake. And he pulls you up to your feet.
Nope.
And he goes, welcome to the Skyline.
Yes, it's been a rather exciting visit
Seems like it.
so far.
Come with me. We'll show you around.
If you don't mind me asking,
Yeah, sure. What's going on?
how long have these thefts been going on?
Oh, boy. How long have these thefts been going on?
Maybe a little under a year.
A little under a year. I think about that anyway. And, every time she manages to get away.
Really?
Quite crafty, that one. He goes, well, and then he looks at all his officers and he goes, search the area, see if you can find any clues. I'm going to show our friend here into the precinct.
Nope.
And he starts to pull you aside and guide you into the precinct. I will allow, because I'm nice, one last investigation or perception check as you are scanning around, looking towards the fountain.
Oh, that's excitement.
16.
A 16. As he picks you up and you kind of
I wrote a
you
12.
kind of stand up from the fountain. A little sequin on the ground catches the sunlight at a perfect angle, flashes into your eye, and there's a little invitation piece of paper sitting there on the ground that you see.
I pick it up.
You pick it up, you look at it, and
Nah.
on there, just a flat piece of paper, beautiful embossed border, wonderful text. It says, Xander Farthing, new business venture, commemoration party. And then it gives a date, a couple days from now, and this wonderful invite.
It's just
that
a little
was there
card.
with a little sequin on it.
Is it addressed to anyone?
Nope. It's just an announcement.
All right. I put it and the sequin
And the sequin.
and the sequin in my pocket. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get it out again, but
Okay, and he leads you away. The Nightmare, the
On the gondola.
gondola is happily heading your way. Is there
You
anything
know,
you would like to do? on
Finger
your-
combing through my hair, checking my pockets and pulling out the papers. Was I successful in keeping them?
As you look at them, you see these authorization papers for the Merkborough gondola signed over to Mel Ashgrave. Make an investigation check.
Sure. Just 14.
14. They look solid. They look exactly like what you needed.
I give a big ol' sigh and say, well, now we're getting somewhere. And I tuck it all back in and just kind of glance over, make sure that I've got everything tucked where I need it to be, and just keep on going. Stare out the gondola and plot.
And the gondola goes into the distance, disappears into the fog. And that is where we'll end today's episode.
Well then.
Thanks, guys. That was fun.
That was fun.
I like how much you guys just chuckled over my little girl.
I've never
creepy voice.
heard you do the voice before. That was
It was
great.
very ridiculous. I liked it a lot.
You guys just with your silent cackles.
I liked pigeons and
Yeah.
paper birds and animal handling checks. That was everything I wanted it to be.
Cool.
For a ridiculous chase scene. Thank you, guys.
I liked that.
So we're gonna bring the mom's character back a little bit more frequently, I think, than in previous campaigns. And we'll just see how that evolves. So that's going to be the end of the episode, but we are going to take a little pause from the main campaign.
To bring you yet another one-shot.
Yes, me and the daughter did another 3-part one-shot, so a little bit longer, but we did a little one-shot with some scheduling conflicts and stuff that we had in real life.
Work so hard.
Yeah, so we're going to do a little pause from the main campaign, and then after the one-shot, we'll be back to learn a little bit more about the Nightmare, learn a little bit more about Mirelight.
Your worst nightmare.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, get my whole name.
Sorry. And with that,
Sorry,
we'll leave
ma'am.
it there. Thank you all for listening. Leave us a thing, review,
Comment.
comment.
A star.
We're gonna get some more names. I've got a list now of people with some NPC names. I'll try to get through them. It's gonna be great. And I think that's everything. So, sound like a plan?
Sounds good.
Thanks for listening, everybody, and we will see you next week.
On
Mom Adventurous.
Adventurous.
A thief! A thief!
It's a coup.
She stole our name.
Coup.